radicalized. At the time, I thought the problem was his behavior. I thought he had anger issues. I thought he drank too much. I thought he treated people badly. But I still believed he was sincere. I still believed he genuinely believed what he was teaching. I still believed he was sincere about the doctrine. That part didn't start unraveling until much later, because over time, I started watching major beliefs change. Not small opinions, major positions. Positions he publicly taught. Positions he built platforms around. Positions he sold products around. For years, he taught Israel only salvation. Then later, he began teaching Gentile salvation. And what made that difficult for me was that he had publicly said before that if someone wanted to make real money, they would teach Gentile salvation.
Boom.
Then, later that became the doctrine he was teaching. At the same time, he changed his positions on the names Yahweh and Yahushai. For years, he taught those names. For years, he defended those names. For years, families learned those names. For years, children learned those names. Then later, he began saying those were not actually the original Hebrew names, and that Paleo Hebrew was not even a true biblical dialect. This was especially difficult for me because those are the names I pray in. Those were the names I believe in. Those were the names I prayed throughout my pregnancy. Those were the names I prayed during my labor and delivery. I had a healthy pregnancy and a delivery that went exactly how I had hoped. And the entire time I was praying in those names. When I asked...
All right. We're going to grab the book of Titus. Titus 1 and 11. It says, I'll start at, I'll read 11. It says, I'll start at 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Kol haloyim la Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rekahakadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us the truth that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and to the 1/3 men, women, and children of Israel. And to the Israelite foreigners who has the appearance of the heathens, but their lineage, their seed line from their fathers, goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. This is the brother Habashai Abadia, GMS Chicago. Hey, you seen it, man. You heard it. You know. Hey, his wife, she said it. And that video was done 10 hours ago, man. Filthy lucre's sake. So, hey, man, I'm not, once again, hey, how the elder Yahshua say, hey, these people, they fumble, right? We're going to pick up the rock and take it to the house for a pick six. All of that, man. All right. Alley-oop. We're going to alley-oop this thing through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. To push and push the gospel, man. Okay. And this is just to edify at the end of the day, disregarding the soap opera-ness of this thing, right? So this man stopped teaching Yahweh Shai, all right, and saying that Gentiles could be saved for money. And this is why Yahweh Shai flipped those tables, man. Right? This JC name, that name has destroyed our people, man. Right? And there's a heavy penalty, and this guy's going to get destroyed for it, man. Right? So let me just jump into it real quick. Real quick, I want to try something here. Yeah. So in my 1611 King James, all right, 1611 scriptures, what you have here is the name, okay, Yahweh in the Paleo Hebrew, okay, Yahweh, right? So that's proof right there. Now let's read this Titus 1. And I'm going to start at 10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, all right, whose mouths must be stopped." All right, and the Lord stopped this man's mouth through this exposure, man. All right, you can't come back from this. Who subvert whole houses. Hey, she said that he had a children book, all right, with those names. It says, "Who subvert the whole houses, teaching things which they ought not," which is JC. Those are idols, man, for filthy lucre sakes. Okay, so that's what this guy did, man, and she exposed it. So now, hey, what am I going to do? I'm going to tap in and correct those things, man, just with some simple milk scriptures, man. Because how are we going to be saved without the name of our power, man? That's the first thing the children of Israel asked Moses, man, in Exodus 3. All right, what's his name? Right? So let's grab the book of Proverbs 30:4. It'd be quick, you know. Hey, and this is a faith booster also for me because, hey, if you are getting money for preaching in those names, that mean that name is right. That mean the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, who you people ignorantly and falsely call God and Jesus, that mean those aren't the names. And let me read this. Proverbs 30:4. "Who have ascended up into heaven or descended?" All right. And that's in those chariots, which you people ignorantly call UFOs. All right. That's how he left here in Acts 1. All right. And this is how he's coming back in Revelation 1:7. "Who have gathered the wind in his fists? Who have bound the waters in a garment? Who have established all the names, all the ends of the earth? What is his name and what is his son's name, if thou can tell?" All right. I can short thing tell you, it's not Jesus Christ. It's not Yahuwah. It's not Jehovah. It's not Yah. It's not Yehoshua. All right. None of that madness, man. And why would the scripture ask you this? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou could tell? Right? So we know, of course, we're going to kick it, the dead horse, where there's no J's. And when the time Yahweh Shai was walking the earth. All right. J is the letter J is one of the newest alphabets. Okay. And these heathens fear the name. That should lift your spirits, man. To say that he was going to get money for saying the wrong names, hey, man, that's more confirmation. See, Yahweh Shai is always doing several hundred things at one time, man. All right? This is why he's omnipotent. This is the same power that know the counts of hairs on your head, man. This is Psalms 102:15. "So the heathen shall fear the name of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and all the kings of the earth thy glory." Okay? So this is why they gave him money to preach those names, because they fear those names, man. All right? Let's grab the book of Acts. The book of Acts 4:12. It says, and this is Yahweh Shai, it says, "This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner." All right, Yahweh Shai is that chief head cornerstone, right? Our foundation. Okay, because we're building, what's that? The house of David, man. All right. "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved." Okay, so that's pretty plain, man. All right, let's grab Acts 26:14. "And when we were all fallen to the earth," this is Paul, right? Whose real name was a Shaul, Hebrew name. I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. Okay, that was Yahweh Shai. It said in the Hebrew tongue. So it can't be in the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew, there are no U's, there are no O's, and there are no E's. Okay, Yahweh Shai. And we're going to call on those names in our captivity, man, which we're under the captivity of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. All right, who the earth was given to, Job 9:24. All right, and he changed those names. He changed the image of Yahweh Yahweh Shai and the prophets, and changed it to his image through iconoclasm. All right, and they paid these small hats, Amalek, paid this devil right here, the freaking deacon, all right, to preach that madness, man. Right? Let's grab the book of Baruch and the Apocrypha. Baruch chapter 2, and I'm going to start at 31. It says, I'll start at 30. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. Yet this Deacon Hakai, he's stiff-necked, right? But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Okay? America, a spiritual Egypt, like it tells you in Revelation 11 and 8, and where we were put in bondage, it tells you in Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All right. That's where we were scattered according to Deuteronomy 28 and 64. Right? Because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. Okay? Reincarnation. And shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, their power, for I give them a heart, which is your mind, and ears to hear. The Yahweh Shai is always talking about the elect having ears to hear. All right? The 2/3 of our people, they don't have the ears to hear. Especially the people that follow these false prophets, man. Verse 32, it says, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and do what? Think upon thy name. All right? That's what we're doing. We're thinking upon Yahweh Shai's names, man. Those names are very important for our salvation, man. Now, he's saying that Gentiles could be saved, right? Well, those Gentiles are Israelites, man, that were Hellenized during the Greek captivity, man. All right, which was the third beast. Okay, and I'm just gonna grab a couple, just very simple video. Okay, and we're gonna use every opportunity to push the names of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at the top. It says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away into these dumb idols. All right, Christianity, Islam, all right, Satanism. All of it is Satanism, but whatever the hell you went to, anything outside of this truth, you're a dead man walking. You're in the congregation of the dead. You've made a covenant with death. Okay. It says, carried away into these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of Yahweh calleth Yahweh Shai accursed, and that no man can say that Yahweh Shai is Lord but by the Holy Spirit. All right. So the point was in 2, man. All right. We were scattered into these other nations, man, to the 4 corners of the earth, the diaspora. We were exiled out of our homeland, man, which is Israel. Okay, all throughout. Let's grab the book of Tobit 13 and 3. It says, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. It's very plain, man. This is so easy. Hey, but when you put money behind it, what they say, you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. And these people believe on these lies from these false prophets because it justifies them into staying within their sins, man. That's why they hold on to these false doctrines, man. And they're going to be destroyed brutally. Let's grab the book of Hebrews. Salvation is only for Israel, man. Hebrews chapter 8. And I'm going to start at 8. It says, I'll start at 7. It says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. Yahweh Shai, when he went up on the cross and shed his blood, all right, he died for the penalty of sin wasn't on us no more, which put us into the grace period, man. All right. And now us being in this grace period, hey, we're rehearsing the righteous acts according to Judges 5 and 11. Okay. So now that's only open for Israel, because the laws were only given to the Israelites, no other nation. It says, for finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. No one else. All right. And you can't be a spiritual Israelite. Okay. And the house of Judah. All right. Which is the northern and southern kingdom, which did what? Came back together in the land of the Americas, man. All right. What's that? Jeremiah 50 and 33. Judah and Israel pressed together. All right. And the awakening of the dry bones. The prophecy is of Ezekiel 37, man. It says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers, see, in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. And that's going to happen again. All right, let's grab that. Let's grab that right quick. What was that? Second Esdras 9. I always mix it up. Let's see. I always mix it up with 9 and 15. Maybe 15. Salakia. Bear with me 1 minute. Yeah, here it is. The Wadi Abashim Yashai. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. And this man got blood on his hands for that, man. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right, which we're in spiritual Egypt. America is all you got to do is look at the money of America, the layout of America. Okay, the whole spirit of Egypt is here, man. All right, and also spiritual Rome 2.0. We're in the final leg of the Roman Empire. All right, and Greece. What's that they call it? The Greco-Roman Empire. Which what they got their ideas from Egyptology and all that, right? It says, verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand, Yahweh Shai, and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. That's not talking about Egypt over there, okay? And will destroy all the land thereof, okay? So, let's go back to Hebrews 8, okay? So it says here, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers, okay? Because the law we can't be saved by the law, all right? But the law is holy. The law is our schoolmaster. We try to do the law to the best of our ability, okay? It says, when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, all right? Saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right. So the Lord pretty much turned his face from us. He didn't strive with us anymore because, hey, he left us out there so the heathens could have their way with us, man. It says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days. Which days? These sinful days now, man. This age. All right. Because, hey, this place got to be wiped away, and then the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Okay, that's that after those days. All right, Second Esdras 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world, self-proclaimed white man. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right, Jacob, no other nation, man. I will put my laws in their inward mind, into their mind, and write them in their hearts, which is your mind. All right. 2/3 don't want to be any part of that right now, but they will be when they're born into the kingdom of heaven. All right. It says, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor. So wait a minute. The scripture tells you that the people are going to come to Israel to learn their ways. So what is that talking about? That's those Gentiles, man. All right, the natural Gentiles. It says, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Letting you know that there's going to be a ranking in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. And let's grab this, end it off with this. The Israelites are the Gentiles, all right? And Yahushua name is not JC, not cheesy rice, all right? I'm going to end it off with this, Revelation 21:12. It says, all you got to do is read up. It's talking about the kingdom of heaven, right? And had a great wall and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. No other nations. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying. All right. Shalom.